Today we'll see how to simulate all the time response analysis through MATLAB. So let's start. I have created a program here. As usual, I think you will know the basics of MATLAB. Just I have opened the MATLAB. Now I'm in local disk D folder CS Math. So I'm going to do all my simulation in this folder. I have created few simulations already. I will explain all the programs one by one. So let's start. First of all, I'm going to tell about the first order systems. We have studied about first order and second order systems by now, I guess. So for understanding this video, you should know about the time response analysis of first order and second order system, the theory part. I will say only about the program part. So here I have created a program called first order.m, and I will explain all the steps here. First two commands is just for clearing the command window and workspace. After that, I have created a variable r equal to 3, then u another variable, and I have done this one for simulating the transfer function in MATLAB. We will use this TF function. This is one of the function we use most in this whole video, so you should get to know about it. So this is we in this line I have just mentioned that this S stands for the S in our transfer function. I have just initialized this S as the transfer function S, the S we use in transfer function. I have created a variable called G which stores my transfer function 1 by S plus R. I think you know that R is our minus R will be our pole, and this is the transfer function with the one pole which is minus R. So I created that, and I called another function called step which will return a figure with the result of the response, the step response of the above transfer function. U is just a variable here I created here. 2 into G will be the transfer function I will passing through it, and this step function will return the figure which gives us the response, the time response of this G transfer function with the step input. I hope you understood that. And then another figure in this I have called impulse function which U into G, and it will give the impulse response. Actually, the step function is for knowing the results of step input, but since we are dividing the transfer function by S, it will automatically give the result of tram function. That's all. And this is another way of initializing the transfer function without the pole zero format. In this, I have mentioned the DC gain, which is 5, and the time constant, I guess. Yeah, time constant 8. 8 is the time constant, and 5 is the DC gain. And this is it will print another. It will print this graph step u into f. So let's run it. It should return 4 graphs accordingly. This is figure 4, which is step response of. I'll once again I will figure 4 will give the response of f, transfer function f. So once again, yeah, this is a transfer function, the time response of this f transfer function, and there is 4 graphs as you can see. This is the ramp. I have given step response as title. Don't mind it. So another is this impulse response, and this one is step response. I hope you have understood all the 4 one. See, these are the 4 outputs of time response analysis of first order system. The thing is, if you right click in this any of the graphs, and you will get these characteristics, which is peak response and second time. You can try any graph. See, it will plot whichever thing is available. In this there is no the such thing, that's why it's not coming. I will show clearly in second order systems. So that's all for first order system. Move on to the second order systems. I hope you know this is the standard form of second order systems. So we are going to see the results of the same. We have done the time response analysis in first order systems. We'll do for second order system. We'll go through the program here. So I have created two vectors which containing the coefficients of polynomial of our transfer function. Means I have given numerator as 1 and denominator as 1 to 1. Here you can see this is the standard version. So the thing we are going to do is we are just going to pass two vectors of numerator, coefficient of numerator and denominator, and our TF function will create the transfer function for us. We don't need to create the transfer function ourselves. So this is somewhat similar way than the first one. First one we have, this is the first program you seen. In this, we have created the transfer function for ourselves, but in this, we are just passing the new coefficients of numerator and denominator. You will see the result, then you will understand more. And after that, I have just given just like last time. In this, I am mentioning the increment 0 to 10 with increment of 0.01. That's just for the limit in this step function response will be calculated. So in this program, I use the residue function to calculate the poles. You will get to know more about residue function in the document of MATLAB. So if you want, you can go and check it out. And this last line gives us the damping ratio of our transfer function. I hope you understand this equation. It is theory part, and I just mentioned it. As you know, this zeta is our damping ratio, and we are just calculating is using equations here. The number in index 2, which is this one, divided by 2 into square root of the number in index 3. That's all. That is zeta. That's all this whole program is, and I will just run it and I will show you. See, the damping ratio equal to 1 means it is critically damped one. So in this is the step response of the system. This is critically damped one, and I'll show the rest of the things. I'll close this one and I'll show go for underdamped one. You can check this out, means the numerator and denominator, and you can calculate, and you can see yourself how this is underdamped system. And same, the program source code is same. I have just changed the transfer function, that's all. This is undamped one. You can screenshot all the source code and try for yourself. And this is overdamped one. See, you should understand the difference between all these plots, so you will get better understanding of time response of second order systems. So after this, I will just mention how to make transfer function from zeros and poles. In the programs we discussed earlier, we have given the numerator and denominator of the coefficients of polynomial to the transfer function, means TF function. But in this, we will just give the poles and zeros. For that, I have created two vectors of zeros and poles, and I have passed to ZP2TF. This is another function. You should refer the MATLAB docs for the detailed documentation. And let me say something, that you should refer the MATLAB documentation of TF function, ZP2TF function. For now, you should refer MATLAB for residue function, ZP2TF function, and step function, impulse function, everything. Just refer the MATLAB documentation once, so you'll get more idea of it. And this will means this ZP2TF function will return the coefficients of numerator and denominator. We have created this n and d before. We have created the numerator and denominator vectors before, and we passed to TF function. But this one we are just giving the zeros and poles, and it will give the numerator and denominator of the coefficients. This is useful in another means, not only for transfer function analysis. This function is useful for many other things. So just I have just stored my transfer function in variable called sys, and I am running the time response analysis of first step input. It will return a figure for me. So I have said already, I am just using this residue function for calculating the poles in this system. See, this is the step response of the system. You can see here in command window the our transfer function is printed out. You can cross verify this with, after finding the zeros and poles of this transfer function, you can cross verify whether this ZP2F function works. It is just like questioning MATLAB, but you can just assure that it works. Our what we thought to implement is implemented correctly. You can see here it has printed the P, which is our poles 4, 3, and 2, and this is the same thing we have given here. You should try all these programs in your MATLAB, then only you'll get used to it, and you can simulate all the other control system problems in MATLAB. So just if you're doing a problem, and just copy paste the source code in comment, so others will also look into it if you get any interesting problem. That's all for today. Hope you enjoy the video.